Sabadell is the second largest city in the comarca of the Vallès Occidental in Catalonia, Spain. It is in the south of the comarca on the River Ripoll, 20 kilometers north of Barcelona. Sabadell is located 190 meters above sea level and is the co-capital of the comarca. Sabadell pioneered the Industrial Revolution in Catalonia with its textile mills, together with its arch-rival Terrassa. Thus, in the mid-19th century, it became the most important wool city in Spain, being nicknamed the Catalan Manchester. Even today, many mills from that period can still be seen, with most of them having been refurbished as residential buildings or other services. Nowadays, Sabadell is basically a commercial and industrial city. There are no significant agricultural activities. Sabadell is an important communications point. Two motorways run beside the city, the C58 and the AP7, and some roads link Sabadell with nearby cities and towns: Terrassa, Sant Quirze del Vallès, Castellar del Vallès, Granollers, Barberà del Vallès, Cerdanyola del Vallès, Barcelona, Sant Cugat del Vallès, Rubí, Sentmenat and Molins de Rei. A railroad line crosses the city and another one terminates in the city. History. In Roman times a little village called Aragon existed near where the Church of La Salle now stands. This grew into the town called Arayona or Arajona in the Middle Ages. Another little village was built just on the other side of the river. This second village, called Sabadell, located on a plain, began to grow and its population was about 600 people in 1378. Sabadell was enclosed by a wall, but due to population growth in the 16th century, some houses were built outside the wall. At that time the first textile industries appeared in the town, devoted especially to woolen clothing. The woolen industry grew over the next centuries, and in 1800 the town's population was about 2,000 people. The 19th century brought two important developments to the town. In 1856 the railroad arrived, and in 1877 the town was dubbed a city. In the 1897 census, the population of the city was 23,044 people. The city had become the most important producer of woolen clothing in Spain, and these clothes achieved worldwide fame. The modernism movement had an important influence in the architecture of the city in the early 20th century, and distinctive buildings such as the Modernista Hotel Suite, Despatch and the Caixa d'Estalvis de Sabadell, as well as the Torre l'Agua and the Mercat Central, were built during the first half of the century. In the early 20th century and alongside Terrassa, Sabadell was the textile city par excellence, being the driving force of a territory poor in natural resources. The population was multiplied by 8, its industry boosted, particularly textiles and metals, and its economy was modernized in the service sector. Due to this industrial activity, Sabadell received massive waves of immigration in the 1950s, 1960s and early 1970s, leading to uncontrolled urban expansion and the creation of some new neighborhoods such as California, Noriac and Torremeu. There has always been since those days a rivalry between Terrassa and Sabadell, because both of them wanted to be capitals of the Vallès Occidental, as both were pretty relevant while this rise textile industry. Nowadays, still there are some popular sayings: Sabadell Malapel and Terrassa Malaraca. The growth of industry and population favored the emergence of an important workers' movement, and Catalanist, socialist and anarchist parties were very influential up until the upheavals of the Spanish Civil War. The victory of the fascist faction in the war was a step backwards for the city, but in the 50s industry recovered and grew once more. Industries needed workers, and many people came from Andalusia, Murcia, extreme Extremadura, Castile and other parts of Spain to work in the textile and metal industry. Again, a new workers' and Catalanist movement emerged, this time against Francisco Franco's regime and with the support of the Roman Catholic Church. Sabadell was the host of some sessions of the Assemblea de Catalonia, a multi-party organization that brought together communists, socialists, Catalan nationalists, Catholics and others against the Franco regime. The 1973 oil crisis and Franco's death in 1975 meant an important change in Spain and, of course, in Sabadell. The economic crisis compelled the city to diversify its economic activities. New commercial and leisure areas appeared next to the traditional industries, leading to important economic development for the city. Main sites. Little Church of Sant Nicolau is a vestige of the town of Arayona. Casa Duran is a traditional rural house placed in the middle of the city. Hotel Sui, Quexa d'Este Alves, Tor de l'Agua, Mercat Central, Castle of Confú. Geography. Sabadell is located in the middle of the comarca named Vallès Occidental, approximately 20 kilometers from Barcelona. It borders with Castellar del Vallès, Sant Menat, Plinia, Santa Perpetua de Mogoda, Barbera del Vallès, Badia del Vallès, Cerdanyola del Vallès, Sant Quirze del Vallès and Terrassa. The city covers an area of 37.79 square kilometers and its population density is 5,337.57 per square kilometers as of 2007. The altitude is 200 meters. Climate sports. During the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games, Sabadell was one of the cities where the football competition took place. The matches were played in the Nova Creu Alta Stadium, which is also home to one of the most significant of the city's clubs, Centre d'Esports Sabadell. This local team, currently in the Segunda Division B where they compete in Group 3, has played 14 seasons in the Primera Division, once in the UEFA Cup and has even reached the final of the Copa del Rey. Other major sports clubs are Club Natació Sabadell, with more than 30,000 members, or Gracia Sabadell, currently playing in the first national division of the Spanish Handball League, the Unió Excursionista de Sabadell, UES, with almost 3,000 associates. Two basketball teams, the Sabadell Basca and Sant Nicolau, both of them currently playing at Ibili, the fourth division of the Spanish Basketball League, and two historical tennis clubs, Circle Sabadell's 1856 and Club de Tennis Sabadell, with 4,000 and 3,500 associates respectively. Institutions. Academia de Belles Arts de Sabadell, Fundació Privada, Cambra de Comic de Sabadell, Agrupació Astronòmica de Sabadell, Banc de Sabadell, Quexa d'Este Alves de Sabadell, Centre d'Esports Sabadell, Fundació ARS, Club Natació Sabadell, Radio Sabadell 94.6 FM, Amics de l'Òpera de Sabadell. European cooperation. Covida is a member city of Eurotowns network. Notable people: Joan Oliver I Salers, Catalan language poet and playwright also known as Pere Quart. Francesc Trabal, Catalan language journalist, avant-garde writer and humorist. Ramon Barnals I Folguera, journalist and translator born in Sabadell. Bernat Casablancas, composer and musicologist. Marc Gené, F1 driver born in Sabadell. David Mecca, professional swimmer. Sergio Dalma, pop singer. Ferran Casablancas, textile businessman and father of John Casablancas, creator of Elite Model Management, whose son is Julian Casablancas. Vocals of The Strokes. Ashwin Wildeboer, swimmer. Olaf Wildeboer, swimmer. Bernat Quintana, actor in El Cordelis y Utat Max. Xavigivax, painter. Gabriel Morve, Hungarian-Polish painter, who lived here and has a square was named after him. Sergio Busquets, footballer. Moise Hurtado, footballer. Miguel Angel Lozano, footballer. Oleg Prisor, footballer. Alberto Ejogo Owono, footballer. Juvenal Ejogo Owono, footballer. Oscar Garcia Jr., a former footballer. Roger Garcia Jr., a former footballer. Danny Pedrosa, MotoGP racer. Kilian Jornet Bergada, mountain runner. Jordi Masip, footballer. Christian Teo, footballer. Isaias Sanchez, footballer. Alphonse Borrell Palazon, painter.